we're going to be learning how to use the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This camera is really cool. I love this camera because it's very handheld. It allows you to capture a lot of things on the go, but it's not like an iPhone. So what makes it different is it has a lot of cool features that we'll get into in this video, but the biggest thing is ease of use. I like this camera because when you know how to use it, hence the purpose of this video, it makes it so much easier to create content. So it's not like a big bulky camera like this setup I have here, but it's like a middle ground. It's not a phone, it's not a high-end camera, but it finds its way into just the right pieces. It's just the right thing. So the reason I say this too is because just start out with the specs. I drew a little picture so you can kind of get an idea of everything that's involved with this camera. But this camera is a gimbal, and same people who make this camera made these mics, and they also make drones. This is a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Now, this camera is a gimbal camera, so it has a 3-axis gimbal. This is the gimbal right here. It's a very small gimbal, but it packs a punch. The reason I say that is because you can do crazy angles. You always are going to get a smooth shot, and you're not going to worry about camera jitter because, like I said, it's a gimbal. So, for instance, to turn it on, you would just flip the screen out like this, and then it'll get started recording. Well, not recording. It'll get started moving. In order to record, you're going to press this button right here. This is the record button. This is the joystick. This is how you would move the camera around. So say if I wanted to go and turn it, I would just hold the joystick. Now you can do two things with this joystick. You can go double tap, 1, 2, to recenter it based on wherever you are, wherever it's looking. But say if it's turned towards me, I can 3 times the joystick, 1, 2, 3, and it'll spin, it'll change for me. So if I wanted to change it while I'm recording, I'm vlogging, I'm like, hey, look at what I'm looking at, and then boom, it changes. This is what you would use. The reason being is because you can also use this button on the screen, but it's a little bit more complicated, mainly because say you're recording and your hand may not reach this little icon to flip the screen. So you can flip the screen through here, and then you can also change the level of zoom. So it has this, for the zooming, you would go here, and you would press this button right here. Make sure it's selected. Once it's selected, you can just use the joystick to be able to zoom in and zoom out. Now, that is a cool part because it allows you to get more detail in a shot. Say if you were, recording some mountains and you wanted to get the actual details of the mountains, like fully in depth, you can use the joystick and zoom in with better ease. Now, that is pretty much the whole body of the Osmo. You have this is a detachable part. This comes with it. This is like a tripod mount. So if you ever needed to mount it to like a tripod or any type of thing other than handheld, you would use this. So you can use the camera without the gimbal, without this mount, because it has the USB-C to charge it. Another benefit is that it uses USB-C to charge, so you don't have to get another cable or anything dedicated to the company. You can use a regular USB-C charger. Sometimes, if need be, I'll use a portable charger, because if it runs out of battery, you can get the battery pack, but you don't necessarily need the battery pack if you have a portable charger already with the USB-C cable. After that, you can get ready to start shooting. But before you start shooting, I want you to understand just a couple more things about the camera and just the actual workspace. Not workspace, but what all that you can do. So, for instance, here, this is where if you wanted to view the videos, you would go here. swipe to your left, and then you exit out like this. If you wanted to go to settings, you'll swipe down, and then you can look at all the settings. So if you wanted to connect a mic, you would go right here where it says microphone, and then you would connect the mic from here. Oops. So you would hit the settings button right here, and where it says wireless mic, that's what you would connect onto. You can use any type of wireless mic you want to. It works better with the Osmo pocket mics, in my opinion, but to each their own. Now you can control the gimbal speed, the gimbal direction. I usually like to keep gimbal startup direction to forward, and then as far as the gimbal speed and the video compression, you can make it so it's just efficiency. So I have it to HEVC. And then if this happens to you once you import, because in order to look at all your files, you need a micro SD card reader. So if this happens and it's saying it can't read the file, you're gonna have to format your SD card. And to format it means you're going to go into settings, which is that icon we just clicked onto, and you're gonna hit this button right here that says format. Hit this button right here that says format, and you'll be good to go. I don't have to format it right now because it's already working for me. Other than that, when you're shooting and you're gonna do a video, if you want to change from video to photo, you're going to click the little video icon, and then you can swipe through the different options. You have to, from photo, you can do a panorama, slow motion, really good low light. So there's hyperlapse, so it's like a time lapse, but way cooler because you can focus on certain objects. There's a lot of different things you can do with this camera, which just makes it so cool. But if you're recording and you're doing a video and you want to keep on to one subject, one thing that I want to highlight right now is called the auto tracking. So what you're going to do is go in here and say you're focusing on one subject. Say I want to focus on the camera. You just double tap wherever you want to focus, and notice if I move it here, it'll focus on the camera. Move it there, it'll continually focus where I need it to go. So the camera will move. So if you wanted to focus on you, you just double tap your face, and then you'll be set. Now, changing the settings is very simple, just swiping to wherever you want to go. And if you wanted to look at these photos later, you would do two things. You can either look at it through the app, which is the DJI Mimo app, or you can get yourself one of these, which is an SD card reader. So you can just plug the SD card into here and then plug it into your phone, and then you'd be able to see the photos directly without having an app. This makes it easy to just share photos directly, and if you wanted to start editing while you're on your vacation or whatever, it's just much more efficient to do it that way. That's what I would recommend. Now, there's 4 other different modes on the camera that you should know about. One is FPV, which is first person view, FPV diagonal, and follow and tilted lock. Follow is the mode that you'll use the most. In order to get to the follow mode, you're just going to go back to the settings, so drag down, and then click on gimbal modes right here at the top, bottom right, and then you're gonna hit follow. Now you're good. So another thing is the shoot orientation. So if you want to make it easier for you to start shooting on the go, you're going to change, the only thing it's going to change is the resolution. So instead of it being a 4K video, it's going to be a 3K video. So for instance, if I go here, it's going to do auto rotation. So that means when I rotate, hit continue, it's still going to be on, but it's going to be shooting it in 3K compared to a 4K video. There's not really a difference. It's really hard to tell a difference between a 3K and 4K video, and you end up getting more storage if you shoot on 3K compared to 4K, so I would recommend doing that, because especially when you're editing and you want to get cool reels and cool shots, especially if you know you're going to shoot for reels, then just stay on this mode, and that way you can just turn the camera on and shoot, and you'll be good to go. One thing I will say though is with your resolution, make sure that you're shooting at 24 frames per second, which is the standard, and then your resolution should be at the highest. So that would be either 3K or 4K. If you flip it this way, if you flip the camera this way, you'll see that you can actually switch the resolution, and it actually becomes, it's able to go into 4K, but when you switch it back to 3K, when you switch it back to vertical, this is what the resolution you get. So here you get 4K, and you flip it back, you get 3K. But that's just so you guys can see the difference. There's no really main distinction. It's still good audio quality, good video quality all around. This is a really good B camera or it could be an A camera or it could be a B camera, but this is a really good camera and all just for starting out content, starting out just wanting to document your life. I would recommend this, but a lot of people don't know how to use it when they first start out, hence why this video was created. Now, this flip out screen is also very helpful. It can get in the way sometimes, so it's good to always use the case for it. But other than that, this would be a good video to set you up to get started. If you have any other questions, just comment them or text me.